What's up guys, Shane Starnes here, and I've been using the Pixel 3 XL as my main device for the past couple of weeks, and several of you have been asking me, what are your thoughts in regards to battery life? Is battery life good on the Pixel 3 XL? I've actually kept track of my battery life for a few days here, and I'm gonna share those results with you. Let's go ahead and get started. So we'll start out with today's battery. I've only actually been home for about an hour since unplugging the phone, so I've been mostly on 4G. I'm on Wi-Fi currently. I'm only at 59% and it's 5 o'clock in the evening. This phone was unplugged from the charger today at about 7 a.m. So we'll jump into our settings real quick and go into battery. It says that this should last me till about 9 a.m. Currently I'm at 2 hours and 8 minutes of screen on time. This is about where I stand every day at about 5 or 6 in the evening. I've got more than 50% battery life. That has just been a common thing for me over the past couple of weeks using this as my main device. What I'm noticing is that doze mode in Android Pie on the Pixel 3 XL is incredible. Even though it's only a 3500 milliamp hour battery, I'm getting much better battery life with the Pixel 3 XL than I got with my Galaxy Note 9 that has a 4000 milliamp hour battery. And that may be contrary to what you've heard. I'm just telling you my personal experience. Battery life has been amazing. So we'll go and look at the battery usage for today. Most of the usage has been on Twitter and YouTube, and that's pretty standard for me. I do a lot of streaming on YouTube, and I check out Twitter quite a lot. And you'll see there it's been a pretty steady drop off here during the day with a few bursts when I was actually using the phone. This phone does an incredible job of just very lightly sipping the battery as long as you're not using the phone. So at this rate, I should be able to get at least 5 hours of screen on time. More than likely, when I put this phone on the charger, when I go to sleep, I'll probably have 30 to 35% battery life. That's normally how it's been going for me over the past several weeks. If I jump into the Photos app, I do have some screenshots of battery usage. Thursday, November 8th, I was at 36% battery at almost 11 o'clock at night, and I had been on the battery, screen on time was 4 hours and 37 minutes. If we look at the battery usage, I was on YouTube for more than 2 hours, and I was on Twitter for about an hour. And you can see more usage there, 20 minutes on Chrome, 10 minutes in Gmail, 16 minutes in YouTube Red. I even did some video streaming on my Wi-Fi TV and Netflix. Another thing that I wanted you to notice here is the ambient display was on for 7 complete hours, and it only used about 6% of the battery life. That being said, you could actually save quite a bit of battery life just by turning off the ambient display. For me, it's not enough battery life to turn it off. I still had 36% battery life at 11 o'clock at night, so there's really no use in me turning off the ambient display, which is something that I actually use during the day. Okay, next up, we'll take a look at Friday, November 9th. And here I was at just about midnight here with 24% battery life left. It says that at this rate, the phone battery should last me till 7:30 a.m. the next day. Here I had 5 hours and 40 minutes of screen on time. At this rate, I could have easily gotten to about 7 hours of screen on time. If we look at the battery usage, I had 2.5 hours of YouTube usage, almost 45 minutes of Twitter, and an hour of Google Chrome browsing, another 7 hours of ambient display, which only used 5% of the battery. If we look at the rest here, I did about 30 minutes of Netflix streaming, 12 minutes of Gmail. I opened up YouTube Studio app for about 13 minutes. Also remember to take screenshots on November 13th, which was Tuesday. If we open this up, I was at midnight 15, so 12:15 in the evening, and I had 37% battery life. It looks like I didn't really use the phone much on that day, so only had about 2 hours and 45 minutes of screen on time. At this rate, I probably would have reached 4 hours or more of screen on time, but you'll see that doze mode really comes in handy. If you're not actively using your phone, the phone is just going to continue to chug along. I definitely would have had battery the next day, and if I hadn't used the phone, it would have continued on through the next day, so I would have had more than 24 hours of battery usage out of this phone. If we look at the actual battery usage, I used Twitter for about 36 minutes. I had a lot of camera usage with 15 minutes of camera usage. I was on Chrome browsing for about 30 minutes and YouTube Studio app for another 30 minutes. This day I happened to be in Disney World, and I did use the camera quite a bit. As far as I'm concerned, the Pixel 3 XL has some of the very best battery life that I've ever experienced on any Android phone. In my personal experience, it has better battery life than the Galaxy Note 9, and it even has better battery life than the iPhone XS Max. Of course, not everyone is going to get the same experience as me, but for me, a phone that lasts me all the way till midnight and I still have 35% battery life, that's good battery life in my personal opinion. If you're simply viewing videos on Wi-Fi, you're going to be able to get 7 to 8 hours or 10 hours, up to 10 hours of screen on time. Most of my video viewing on this phone has been over LTE, but there's definitely ways that you could extend the battery life even further with the Pixel 3 XL. That about wraps it up for this video. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. While you're subscribing, go ahead and click that notification bell. It's the only way that YouTube knows to notify you when new videos are released. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter at DroidModderX. Thanks, guys, for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.